Asia, and now give the floor to the distinguished representative of Pakistan.
Thank you, Madam President. We thank the Secretary General for his comprehensive reports. They present a sobering reality. Humanitarian needs are rising faster than our collective ability to respond. Resources are shrinking, conflicts are intensifying, and climate shocks are becoming more pronounced. We must respond effectively by not only delivering humanitarian assistance to those in need, but reducing the need for it. According to the 2026 Global Humanitarian Overview by OCHA, 293 million people will require assistance in 2026, while only 135 million in crisis can be provided assistance with the $33 billion that's available. This gap is not merely statistical. It translates into lost lives, preventable suffering, and deepening instability. Today, the humanitarian system is under unprecedented strain. Conflicts are becoming more entrenched. Displacement continues to break records, and climate shocks are occurring with increasing frequency and severity. The warmest year ever recorded and produced historic droughts, floods, and storms, throwing millions into hunger and displacement. Meanwhile, respect for international humanitarian law is eroding. Access is denied, and humanitarian workers face the highest casualty rates ever recorded. The cost of delivering assistance is rising too, while funding is declining. At the center of this crisis lies a fundamental truth. Humanitarian need is driven primarily by unresolved conflicts. Unless conflicts are prevented and resolved, appeals will continue to grow and humanitarian response will continue to be overstretched. It drives home the central point that peace is not only a moral imperative, it is a humanitarian necessity. Madam President, we would like to suggest following priority actions to reverse the current trajectory. First, prevent and resolve conflicts. Humanitarian action cannot compensate for political failure. Mechanisms for peaceful settlement of disputes, including preventive diplomacy, mediation, good offices of the Secretary General, must be strengthened to resolve long-standing conflicts and disputes. Second, all parties must comply with international humanitarian and human rights law, protect civilians and civilian infrastructure, and allow unimpeded access. There should be zero tolerance for policies of starvation, siege, and the targeting of medical care. Accountability must be reinforced, and prevention must be integral to our efforts, and not just an afterthought. Third, we must make the humanitarian system fit for purpose through the envisaged humanitarian reset and a compact shaped by ownership of member states. These must not be technocratic exercises. Member states must be involved in shaping priorities, governance, oversight, and financing. The reset should deliver a system that is more efficient, flexible, predictable, and strengthens surge capacity, simplify coordination and accountability. Fourth, expand and diversify financing, because the current model is not sustainable. Predictable multi-year funding and fair burden sharing are essential. Pooled funds, including Central Emergency Response Fund, must be expanded, and innovative financing, such as debt swaps, should complement traditional donor support. Every dollar we invest in prevention saves many more in response. Fifth, invest in resilience and reduce dependence on aid. Millions of people should not rely on humanitarian assistance every year, in fact, year after year. Strong national systems, shock-responsive social protection, disaster risk reduction, and early warning must be scaled up. Climate change obligations, particularly the commitment to triple the adaptation finance by 2035, must be fulfilled through the provision of new, additional, predictable, and grant-based climate finance. And the transition from relief to development must become a reality. Finally, put people at the center. Humanitarian action must protect dignity and rights. Women, children, persons with disabilities, and the displaced face disproportionate risks. Their protection and inclusion must be integral to our work. Similarly, humanitarian personnel who face the greatest danger must be supported and safeguarded. Madam President, the 80th anniversary of the United Nations calls for deep reflection. We cannot accept a future where humanitarian appeals double, but where conflicts remain unresolved and where climate crises overwhelm communities. Let us reimagine humanitarian assistance by renewing solidarity, strengthening multilateral cooperation, upholding international law, and building a humanitarian system that meets the urgent needs of today while reducing the needs for tomorrow. I thank you.